Hello everyone. So today we are going to study our next lecture. Next session is about effect of learning rate. Now we have already learned about the backpropagation network. In backpropagation network, this is the architecture. I'm just giving you a review back what we have done in the last lectures, not in detail, but only a overview of the backpropagation network. So backpropagation network, this is the architecture. This architecture is a multi-layer architecture in which I have two hidden layers. This is the first hidden layer and this is the second hidden layer. So basically these are the input signals which are getting into the input layer, and then these are getting into first hidden layer, then to second hidden layer, and lastly to the output layer, which will finally give you the output. So basically these are the input signals and what we are getting is the output signals. So why we are calling it as multi-layer? We are calling it as multi-layer because we have more than one layer in this network. Why we have more than one layer? We are not considering the input layer, but we have three layers, two hidden layers and one as the output layer. So basically we have three layers. That is why we are calling it as multi-layer backpropagation network. So if someone asks what is the architecture of this BPN, this is multi-layer backpropagation network. Now in this we have two weights which are attached. This particular weight is called as V and the other one is called as the W. Both are the weights. V is the link that is being provided between the input layer to the hidden layer, and W is the link which is provided between the hidden layer to the output layer. Now when we do the BPN network, when we work on the BPN network, how the training of this neural network is done? That is a question. So we are going to understand how the training of the neural network is done. When we train a neural network, what is our agenda? Our agenda is that we have to create a output pattern which is very similar to the input pattern or input vector I. Okay, so we are just going to understand it with this graph. That is, we are going to study in next slide. The synaptic, first of all, the synaptic weight and aggregation operations performed by the synapse and soma respectively. That means जो हम synaptic weighting करते हैं और aggregation करते हैं, aggregation का मतलब we are summing up. हमने earlier बहुत बार ये चीज पढ़ी है. That is, there are two units. One is called as a summation unit and the other one is the threshold unit. And before that, the inputs are being linked with the summation unit with the help of the weights. So what we are doing the weighting and aggregation operation with the help of the synapse, that is the weight, and the soma, that is the summation unit when we talk about the artificial neural network. Now they provide similarity measure between the input vector I and the synaptic weights V and W. I already told you what is V. V is the link, synaptic link or synaptic weight between the input layer neuron to the hidden layer neuron. And when we talk about W, what is W? W is the link or synaptic weight which is defined between the hidden layer neuron to the output layer neuron. This together, V and W, is called as accumulation knowledge base or accumulative knowledge base. So we are going to do what? We are going to provide a similarity measure between this knowledge base and the input vector I. Whenever a new input pattern is different from previously learned pattern given to the NN, the similarity between them is small. Now what happens when I'm saying that if I am going to train a network, what is my agenda? What is my objective? My objective is to make the neural network learn about the input vector I, and that can be done with the help of the weights by changing of the weights. So accumulation knowledge base should be similar to the I. जब तक accumulation knowledge base similar नहीं होता I के, तब तक हम ट्रेनिंग करते रहते हैं. सो अगर कोई नया इनपुट दिया जाता है किसी नेटवर्क को जिस पे ट्रेनिंग प्रोवाइड नहीं की गई, that particular similarity between the accumulative knowledge base and the input vector is small, it is not large. The difference is large, but the similarity is small. Okay, so as it learns again and again, जैसे जैसे ये लर्न करता है नए इनपुट पैटर्न को अपने वेट्स को एडजस्ट करके, तब हमारा क्या होता है, जो डिस्टेंस होता है बिटवीन न्यू इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड एक्यूमुलेशन नॉलेज बेस डिक्रीजेस. इन दोनों के बीच का जो डिस्टेंस है वो डिक्रीज होना स्टार्ट होता है एंड सिमिलैरिटी गोज टू इंक्रीमेंट, यानी सिमिलैरिटी दोनों के बीच में इंक्रीज होती है. So we have written the next point, that is, as it learns new pattern by adjusting weight strength of synaptic weights, the distance between new information and accumulated knowledge base decreases, right? And whenever a new input pattern is defined, जब भी हमारे पास कोई new input pattern defined होता है न्यूरल नेटवर्क को, तो जो नॉलेज बेस का और इंफॉर्मेशन का डिफरेंस होता है, सिमिलैरिटी रेट, वो सिमिलैरिटी जो होती है वो कम होती है और डिस्टेंस उन दोनों के बीच में ज्यादा होता है. वाइल इट्स अपोजिट, जैसे जैसे हम ट्रेन करते रहते हैं, दैट मीन्स हम वेट्स को एडजस्ट करते हैं और ट्रेन करते हैं नेटवर्क को फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर इनपुट वेक्टर, what happens, the difference or the distance between the knowledge base and the information decreases and the similarity increases. So the goal of neural network learning is to make WV, that is accumulative knowledge base, very similar to the given pattern I. So I can define it with this graph, that is, this is the accumulated knowledge base defined by or denoted by W and V vector, and this is the I, that is neural information. This is new neural information. And this is the what? This is the learning rate parameter. This is the parameter which we have to decide how much it has to be presented to learn it. That is the learning rate parameter. Now this particular complete procedure is called as the learning procedure. What is the procedure? I'm telling you again. What is the learning procedure? That is, whenever a new input pattern is provided to the neural network, the training is done. How the training is done? The weights are being adjusted. How they are adjusted? They are adjusted so as to decrease the distance between the new information and the accumulated knowledge base. What is accumulated knowledge base? That is W and V. And when we say that training has been completed, so that means the similarity between the input vector I and the accumulated knowledge base has been increased and the distance has been decreased. Now, what is this algorithms for determining connection strength to ensure learning are called learning rules. What are learning rules? जब हम learning procedure में define करते हैं, कुछ rules apply करते हैं. What are these rules? These particular rules are called learning rules. These are the algorithms which determine how to give the strength to ensure learning. यहाँ पे connection strength की बात जब हम कर रहे हैं, तो what is this connection strength? These are the weights, or these are the synaptic links, or called as synaptic weights. Now this complete cycle, one cycle of training, is called as the learning epoch. Each cycle of presentation of all cases is referred to as learning epoch. So we need to understand what is learning epoch, what is learning rule, what is algorithm, and what is the learning procedure. So with this complete cycle, the training takes place in the neural network. Now, second thing that we have to understand is, what is the effect of learning rate in this backpropagation? There's a quite impactful parameter that is called as the learning rate. How we are going to decide what learning rate should be taken as in the questions. So what is the influence of this learning rate? Basically, the influence of learning rate is on the rate of convergence. See, this is E. Let me define you this graph. This is E. This is W. E is representing the error. W is representing the weights between the hidden layer and the output layer. V is representing the weight or the synaptic link between the input layer to the hidden layer. And this is the rate of convergence which is being defined. Same with this. We have taken three parameters. We have taken three values for eta, that is the learning rate, which is denoted as eta. Learning rate coefficient determines the size of weight adjustments made at each iteration. यानी learning rate coefficient आपको क्या determine करता है? ये determine करता है कि आपके weight का size कितना adjust करना है हमें हर iteration में. Because iterations हमें लेनी है. iterations कब तक लेते रहेंगे? यह cycle कब तक चलती रहेगी? जब तक कि similarity नहीं reach करती between the I input vector and the accumulated knowledge base, that is V and W. So it influences the rate of convergence. How it is influencing? We have taken the three values as 1 as greater than 1, eta is greater than 1, and this which is eta is very small value, which is near about 0, and less than 0.5, less than 0.8 we can say, and the 1 is approximately equal to 1. तो व्हाट हैपेंस जब हमारा ईटा बहुत ज्यादा होता है तो जो आपका कन्वर्जेंस रेट होता है वो बहुत क्या हो जाता है, स्लो हो जाता है. फाइन. And I hope you all know rate of convergence. You must have studied in mathematics also. So I'm not going into that detail. Now, what is the rate of convergence influence in this eta, where the eta value is very small, near about 0. This is 0.2. So here the oscillation takes place very fast. That means the rate of convergence is very fast. बहुत जल्दी ये point पे reach कर जाएगा. So that is again not okay. Third, we have taken as the value of eta near about 1 and it is less than 1. So let's take approximately equal to 0.9. Here we can see the rate of convergence is quite okay. First it's oscillating slowly and then it converges to the point. So this is called as the effect of learning rate parameter. So what we have to do is we need to set the rate or the learning rate as equal to near about 1. Not, it should not be very small and it should not be very large, not more than 1. So convergent paths for different learning coefficients are defined here. Now there are the figures. That means the learning rate convergence eta is too large. The search path will oscillate and converges more slowly. This we have seen in this particular A figure. Second thing, if LRC eta is too small, the descent will progress in small steps, significantly increasing the time of convergence. That is defined in B figure. We have already discussed. And the last figure shows what? That this particular eta value is a optimistic value. So we can define the convergence rate as okay here. And we have to make sure that the choice of eta should be taken into consideration as in this particular effect as relating to the convergence rate. So if eta value is taken as a poor choice, अगर हमने गलत choice की eta की तो आपका convergence जो है वो fail हो जाएगा. So it is very essential and it is important to make sure that we take the value of eta as the right value. So that's all for today and thank you very much.